Good morning, everyone. This is Morgan Boykin with Positively Osceola here for our 9 a.m. segment of Positively Osceola's Daybreak. Very, very excited for today's segment as we honor Veterans Day, and we have Mr. Don Long, who is a retired member of the United States Marine Corps. What a special day to celebrate, and what a wonderful special guest. So excited that I have the opportunity to bring this to you guys. So be sure to say hello whenever you hop on, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button. Like I said, very, very excited for today's segment, very special, and so important to have these conversations. So be sure to let me know whenever you hop on. I'm going to come on here and share this so that we have a broader audience this morning, because I want all of the folks on Positively Osceola to join us this morning and really embrace our conversation as we celebrate Veterans Day. So happy Wednesday to you guys. Be sure to say hello whenever you hop on. Hit the thumbs up button. That lets us know you're ready to get started. And say hello and let us know where you're joining in from. If you are new to this segment, we do it every day at 9 a.m. We honor special guests, and what an honor and a privilege it is for me to bring to you guys Veterans Day and have, like I said, a very special member of our Marine Corps, a retired member, but has a wonderful message. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and kick off our video this morning and get started. Alrighty, so like I said, this morning we are honoring a very special guest, Mr. Don Long. He is the CEO and president of the Lake Nona Regional Chamber of Commerce. Don is also the owner and founder at Top Yacht Brokerage and former chairman of the St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce. But most importantly, he is a former combat correspondent with the U.S. Marine Corps and a retired member of the United States Marine Corps. Very excited to have him on this Veterans Day. Hello, Mr. Don. How are you?
Good morning, Morgan. It's a pleasure to be here, especially on this day. And thank you for letting me be here to share this information with the public about Veterans Day. We really appreciate it.
Mr. Long, well, thank you so much, first and foremost, for joining us on Positively Osceola's Daybreak Live. I want to personally thank you before we even get started this morning for your service, especially on this very day. It does not go unnoticed. And from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the heart of Positively Osceola, thank you so much for all that you've done, all that you do, and for your service in the Marine Corps.
Thank you.
Before we get started this morning and talking about all of the things we get to talk about, sometimes people get confused between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. So as a veteran, would you explain, or would you mind explaining the difference between the two very, very important holidays?
I think the primary thing to remember is that sometimes people use the term Happy Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that is appropriate. I mean, it is Memorial Day, but what we're remembering are the people who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
On Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. And, you know, whether they died in combat or whether they fought and passed on, that's what that day is about. Veterans Day is about recognizing the people who are still here and those who have gone before us as well. But it was originally created to recognize the living veterans of World War I. And that's the primary difference. And, you know, the other thing to remember as well is that the way sometimes it's spelled, I see it many different ways in the media. There's one proper way, that's without the apostrophe. So it's VETERANS, no apostrophe. And that signifies is for everyone that is currently here. So I think that's the best way that I can explain it.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your service while in the Marine Corps and how you feel about the importance of supporting and recognizing our veterans and those who are, you know, currently actively serving in the armed forces?
Well, I think one thing as well that I want to add to the recognition is that veterans day also recognizes the sacrifices of families and friends. But to mention my service, I spent 27 years in the nickname sometimes is Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, otherwise known as the USMC. But it was one of the greatest honors that I could have ever had. I joined in 1971 because I was about to be drafted. So rather than be drafted, I thought I would join the Navy. I walked into the recruiting office. The Navy recruiter wasn't there, and therefore began my 27-year career because the Marine recruiter was there.
Yes.
So he had me in the car taking the physical that afternoon. So from October of 1971, when I reported to boot camp, until July of 1999, spanned the time of my career. During that time, I was very fortunate to serve as a combat correspondent. As a combat correspondent in the Marine Corps, it's a fortunate fact that we tell the story of the Marine Corps, so we get to do just about everything that Marines do.
Wow.
So over that time, I was able to write stories. I'm a broadcast, photo, and print journalist, so I was able to tell the story of almost every field of the Marine Corps.
Wow.
So I was able to go out with tankers. I was able to go out with the infantry. I was able to, fly with the air wing. So it was a great honor to be able to do that. But Marines, we're always basic riflemen. So we always believe in, number one, if you can't qualify with a weapon, you don't get promoted. That's how intense they are on it. But they also always believed, and I support that as well, in doing other things to broaden your experience. So part of that, I served as a marketing expert for the recruiting service. And then also I commanded 4 different embassy security details as the detachment commander.
Wow.
And that was for a continuous period of 6 years. So it really broadens your outlook on what it's about.
Yeah.
And the greatest thing about my background is understanding how, or trying to understand and having a feeling for what every Marine goes through out there, because I was actually, able to be there with them. They asked me to help tell the story.
Absolutely. Now, this year we see less celebrations for Veterans Day because of COVID-19, unfortunately. So how would you encourage the community, and more importantly, our audience today, to celebrate the holiday, and how can they thank our veterans in the midst of a pandemic?
I think a lot of the business community has really taken it to task by recognizing veterans. I've seen everything from barbershops offering free haircuts to restaurants and stores offering special discounts for veterans. In many cases, those discounts are already there. There's several businesses that all they need to know is that you're a veteran and you automatically get a discount. But I think it's special today that you will, if you go out into the community, you will more than likely see a lot of veterans either wearing, a hat signifying that they are a veteran or whatever, or a shirt or whatever it may be, or maybe a collar emblem, something like what you see on my collar here. But just, we know what it is for social distancing, but just stepping up and telling them, thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Now, aside from being a veteran, you are the past chairman of the St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce and currently are the CEO and president of the Lake Nona Regional Chamber of Commerce. Tell us a bit about the chamber in Lake Nona and what's going on in the rapidly growing community.
Well, actually, I want to expound a little bit on what chambers are about. So, number one, chambers of commerce are not part of government organizations. Chambers of commerce advocate, though, for the business community. So we are the representatives that can advocate, whether it would be government officials at any level, because we reach all the way up to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and also the Florida Chamber of Commerce, but also on the local level with the local government. And then also we provide a louder voice as a group of the business community. when you have a chamber of commerce that can speak on the part, like in our case, we have 400 business members.
Wow.
Now, that's business members.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those businesses has more than one employee.
Right, absolutely.
And those businesses can choose to have 3 representatives, 25 representatives that are signed up in our communication system. We listen to what they're telling us,
Mm-hmm.
and then we see if there's a way we can apply it and help.
Wow.
So, like with the Lake Nona Chamber of Commerce, you mentioned the difficulty to have ceremonies and these kinds of things. We also were well known for some of the events that we did up in Lake Nona. We usually had at least 3 events per month. Of course, we're not doing those any longer.
Right.
But what we're doing instead, or trying to do all along, but it gave us a great opportunity to really build on this,
Mm-hmm.
is provide assistance and information to the business community.
Mm-hmm.
So when there was a shortage of PPE, we were able to source additional PPE for our members.
That's amazing.
Through different organizations or other chambers of commerce.
Right.
We were able to help businesses apply for the PPP program, which was the one that helps them maintain their employees.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to help them source and receive EIDL grants. And we're still doing that even on the local level. We're helping them when they need advice on how to apply for CARES Act help with the Orange County and those types of institutions. We're doing that.
Right.
That's background on what we're doing. But if you want to know about Lake Nona, I think everyone knows that Lake Nona is just booming.
Absolutely.
2 years ago, we enjoyed $1 million a day in construction. Wow. In Lake Nona proper. Lake Nona proper is west of Narcoossee Road in 17 square miles. That was in Lake Nona proper. At the moment, we're well over $1.25 million a day in construction, even with the challenges going on with COVID-19 and the other concerns. But we're a regional chamber, so of course we reach back to the east of Narcoossee Road, and that includes Eagle Creek. And then we also reach south. We have active members in St. Cloud. We have active members all over Orange County, mostly because they see the potential in Lake Nona. And I'm really happy to be there as the CEO. And I always am thankful to our members that support us. Without that membership that I mentioned, we wouldn't be able to do the things we do for the entire community.
No,
so
absolutely.
That's the most important thing. Without the membership, there's no need for us to be there, and that's what we're there for.
Absolutely. Now, fast forwarding 5 years, how would you describe what could we expect Lake Nona to look like?
Well, Tavistock Development Corporation is really like the secondary government there in Lake Nona, so they have a great plan for what's going to happen. You're going to see the town center with a new hotel opening up next year. It's called Wave Hotel. Approximately 1 year after that, you're going to see another large hotel out by the U.S. Tennis Association campus. That's going to go in and have a 17-acre freshwater lagoon filtered like a pool.
Wow.
So, what those are doing are bringing tourist opportunities to the Lake Nona area. So rather than being primary residential and the focus to, have a fun, healthy atmosphere for the residents now, we're also looking at plans for the future that will include tourist opportunities. Just south of Lake Nona, and then also on the east side of Narcoossee Road is a new development that Tavistock is starting, and that is Sunbridge. Sunbridge is larger than Lake Nona, and as a matter of fact, it's going to be about the size of Manhattan Island.
Wow.
So you're going to have a contiguous corridor of businesses, residences, and places where people can recreate, go out for dinner, shop, or whatever, all the way from 528 or 408 on the north side, all the way down to St. Cloud. It's going to be one really, really active, progressive community. And I mean, there's nothing that I can think of than just to say that we're really, really excited to see this planned development go in with a plan that is cohesive and, has sought government advice and also advice from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot, coming to Lake Nona, a lot to be excited for. But something I really want to touch base back on about being a veteran, being on Veterans Day before we close out this morning. If you had a young person who might be considering a career in one of the armed forces, what would you say to that individual?
I think the way to true success in any of the military branches is to want to be part of that military branch. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of the recruiting, marketing, and these types of things, see the world, learn how to be an electrician, learn computer technology or whatever it is. That's all well and good, but that is a benefit of being part of that military branch. Right. Primarily, to succeed in that branch, want to be a Marine, want to be a soldier, want to be a sailor, or want to be an airman or an officer in any of those branches. And I think that, they would find that they're going to be a bigger success by doing that. I would also say, be ready for changes, be ready for sacrifice, because it's not a 9-to-5 job. You're not going to the office every day and doing the same thing over and over again. You're going to be asked to make a sacrifice, and your family will be asked to make a sacrifice. I don't know of any other job that comes to mind where you can expect that you'll be gone, 6 to 12 months at any one time, and then you come back for maybe a year, and then you're back out there again.
Right.
So you have to be ready to accept those sacrifices.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much for joining us again today, Mr. Long. Most importantly, thank you for your service. We appreciate all that you do, and we love that you were able to spend some time with us here on Veterans Day. So once again, from the bottom of my heart and from Positively Osceola, thank you so much for your service.
Well, thank you so much. And once again, if you own a business, give your people Veterans Day off. Because it's a holiday, and it was chosen to be on November the 11th for a specific reason. It wasn't moved to be a Monday following a weekend. Right. It's a special day. So that would be the most important message that I can give.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you for your service. I really encourage you guys, especially today and every day, if you see someone out today in your commute or wherever you might be sure to say hello, thank them for their service, because like Mr. Long has said, it is a sacrifice, and they definitely deserve, especially today being Veterans Day, to be honored. So to close out this morning, thank you again, Mr. Long, for joining us. I'm Morgan Boykin with Positively Osceola, here with Mr. Don Long with the Lake Nona Chamber and retired Marine Corps veteran. And we celebrate Veterans Day, and thank you for joining us this morning. This is Positively Osceola, and we're making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Bye, guys.